This is the video about why Woodrow Wilson is one of the worst presidents in American history. Come on, my father was supporter of slavery and a Confederate dude. So why be someone who fight for civil rights and women's rights, hey? Woodrow Wilson was born in 1856. He ran for president in 1912 after being a college professor who wrote many racist books and governor of New Jersey. He ran as a progressive even though he had no idea what a progressive is. He did this because he saw Teddy Roosevelt being so popular with his progressive ideals. He got elected because the Republicans split their vote between the progressive led by Roosevelt and the conservative led by William Taft. If the Republicans nominated Roosevelt instead of Taft, Roosevelt would not have been angry and he would not have a third party run. Then Woodrow Wilson would not be in the White House for those 8 freaking years. If this guy getting elected was crazy, what about his term? Much worse. First, look at the screening of The Birth of a Nation at the White House. The movie Birth of a Nation is a racist movie which made it look like the KKK was the savior of the world. Even though he later wanted to distance himself from the movie, he literally said that the movie was historically accurate. This is only one of the proofs that shows how racist Woodrow Wilson was. Even though women got the right to vote during Wilson's presidency, it was not his rule. It was Edith Wilson, the wife of Woodrow Wilson, who passed the law. Wilson had a stroke, and during the last 2 years of his presidency, he could not do anything. So Edith Wilson kept everyone from him and pretended that Woodrow signed the law. He also ignored the lynchings by mobs that happened during his presidency. This guy was also a horrible liar. One of the reasons Wilson got re-elected in 1960 is that he promised to keep the country out of World War I. But this liar did not care if he said that statement or not. But when Lusitania sank, Wilson said that he would declare war on Germany. He begged the Senate to involve in this stupid World War I. The Senate had sick of him that they agreed, and he later used World War I to erase all his political enemies with the Espionage Act of 1917 and the Sedition Act of 1918. Which is crazy is that the Espionage Act is still in the books. So, if you got caught talking trash about the American government and military, revenge that anger to this man named Thomas Woodrow Wilson. The policies of Woodrow Wilson was devastating after World War I. His ideal to make peace was not helpful. He wanted this peace court named the League of Nations so bad that he just let the UK and France do whatever they want to punish Germany. This punish is the Treaty of Versailles, which made Germans like Adolf Hitler angry. This caused World War II. Come on, Woodrow. Policies were bad, but the ideology was bad too. He was the root of US interventionism. He was all about spreading democracy around the world with brash interventionism. He said what he was doing to all of the colonized countries that were self-determination. But it was the polar opposite of that. It was like the US was doing what all the other colony-making European countries were doing. Other than that, Wilson created the income tax. At the start of the video, I said that Wilson labeled himself as a progressive, but the progressives were against the income tax. The income tax simply means taxing the money earned by others. If you prefer people's rights to own property, you should hate this man for creating the income tax. Thomas Woodrow Wilson did nothing during the first Red Scare. He just ignored it. The crazy year of 1919 was mainly due to this freaking man named Thomas Woodrow Wilson, and him not doing anything when the country went to crap. He was out of the crab during this time, and he was in France to create the League of Nations, which I mentioned earlier in this video. People wanted Wilson to be something, but he did not. People were dying on the streets, and the 28th President of the United States was not doing anything. He literally. Chaotic first world year was the start of the Cold War in many accounts. The drive to use atomic bombs, all the proxy wars between the Soviet Union and the United States, which killed millions of lives, and the people suffering in the world was all because of Thomas Woodrow Wilson. Finally, there is one more account that Wilson was a hands-off and a lazy pig kind of president. The Spanish flu incident. The Spanish flu was so powerful that so many people died. So there was not enough land to bury all of those people and wood to make coffins. So guess what Woodrow Wilson did to save American citizens when they passed with disease? He did literally nothing. To sum it up, Wilson was a horrible and crazy president, to say the least. I can't go in deeply as much as other books about this complicated man. But I want you to believe that Woodrow Wilson is not a good president. Why? This man is an absolute racist who believed African American and women's rights does not matter. This man believed in brash interventionism and thought the U.S. should be the center of the world. This man is a dumb president who did nothing based on his opinions at the time. He did not think about the long-term impact of his actions seen in the creation of the Treaty of Versailles and the League of Nations. This man was a hands-off president who did what he wanted. When the country was in chaotic and many citizens wanted help from the government, these 5 sentences I just said simplifies why Woodrow Wilson was plain horrible, much worse than people like James Buchanan and Warren Harding. Phew, that was a hard speech to give to you guys. So, bye.